get into it. I was gonna say something about Supremacy League, but I guess we can hold that thought for a little bit.
It'll still be there when you want. All right, let's take a look here at everybody's favorite map. Welcome to Sleeping Giant, ladies and gentlemen. Round 2 here of the big Warship Masters tournament. This is Resin here in the green at the top of your map, bringing a fairly traditional lineup, going with a battleship, a single battleship, a Libertad, worth 23 points, and then rounding out the rest of their lineup with a bunch of 12-pointers, double Sevastopol here. Man, apparently we're going to see a lot of this ship today, Zath.
I think so, yeah.
These builds are slightly different. Big Six going for a little more of a secondary. Is that secondary? No, that's
that's top grade gunner.
Top grade gunner. Okay, he's versus survivability expert on Big Boy's build. And then we've got double defense. That's our generic WM player here. Obviously, one of a last minute replacement account, and Mabuki. And then rounding things out with Freis in an Henri Quatre, and a single destroyer Zath that is Mad Dog's Kleber, also packing that unique upgrade that gives her more stealth, but far, far less gunpowder. What's YOBOY got going?
That's right. All right, let's take a look at YOBOY to the south wearing red, bringing zero battleships. They have a Holland with, wow, interesting. Very gun-spec Holland. I wouldn't expect that, but okay. A Z-52, one of my favorite ships out there. Full utility build. Such a great boat. Smallland with Jersey Mike as captain with a boosted adrenaline rush. An Henri 4 with boosted adrenaline rush as well, so that would be Honoré. As captain, we got a Prince Van Oranje, an Incheon. Haven't seen an Incheon yet.
Nope.
This is going to be interesting. And then finally, a Svea going off all by himself. That's Avenger Squirrel saying, I can hold this flank. You're fine.
Whew. Now, one thing worth noting, Zath, take a look at the team health bars at the top of the screen. That is a massive health advantage for Resin. And I mean massive.
Yeah, just add Sevastopol.
Yeah, like apparently the answer is more Sevastopol because they have a 50% health advantage over the lineup that YOBOY has brought. But I got to say, Zath, to me, as I look over the YOBOY lineup, the ship that intrigues me the most is Kurtash's Z-52. Because on this map, that ship with its 6-kilometer hydro, right?
Is it 6? I thought it was 5.
Maybe it's 5. I'll have to pull it up in a minute.
No, it is 6. You're right.
I thought it was 6. I mean, in this Thunderdome style cap, that could be crazy good.
I'm excited for the super ship version.
I actually am looking forward to that. I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it is 7. I remember playing a little bit of that, I think on public test. I can't remember. But yeah, that's an interesting boat. Well,
Incheon already making Inky.
Yep.
Interesting.
Now let's talk about Incheon. This is not a ship that many people have or have probably ever run into, right? This is essentially a wannabe kind of Des Moines style ship, as I recall. She's got the lines of a buffalo.
Yes. Yes. But she's got the turrets of the oh shoot, I was just
Tulsa,
looking at it yesterday. The Tulsa, thank you. Yes.
The double-barreled auto-loading 8-inchers.
Right, and these have destroyer dispersion, which means as you get closer, you get much tighter dispersion.
So she gets smoke, heal, torpedo reload. So she must have... Oh, she has deep water. Yeah, she's Pan-Asian, deep waters. Yep, nope, that makes sense. Now, this is interesting, Zath. Look at Resin's deployment, right? Mad Dog's Kleber grabbing A, and then the entire rest of the team is going to loop around the top of Thunderdome?
Yes. So if you see here, the smoke screen, I think, from Max Bricks Incheon kind of alerted Resin that they're set up for the typical pick in the middle here. So what you typically have is you get a couple of ships that are guns towards the A cap. Somebody at A goes in, and then they pop the radar, and then they just obliterate whatever's there. Resin's like, yeah, we're not playing that game.
Yeah.
So they're just shoving everybody the opposite way. And what they're betting on is that they're betting that YOBOY is set up for the trap, and they don't have, therefore, the ships necessary to fight them on the other side, because they have to be going the whole time.
Well, they're catching a glimpse now of Kaufman's Henri over here on the edge of the map, all the way on the 2 line.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, both of these teams spawned way up in the corner of the map, back around like B8 and I8.
Yes.
And now look where they are as quickly as they could. They also turned Peyton's Libertad into mid, Zath. Although he's turning again.
I think he was trying to figure out, am I going to be spotted in mid or have they rotated? I think they're setting him up to back into A, to be quite honest, which just feels weird for a battleship, a secondary battleship, to be backing into a cap, but hey, this is Warships in 2025.
Yeah, there we are. All right, well, we'll see how they handle this Libertad. Libertad, I think, sitting in A is also a noteworthy thing, right? Because how are you going to, I mean, if they drive Peyton's Libertad in the middle of the map, YOBOY doesn't really have anything to push it out. They're going to have to, all they could do is try to focus it out.
Right.
Frice's Henri takes some early fire, goes dark as they intentionally let him go dark to draw the eye line to Mabuki's defense, as Frice, with his engine boost ticking, is going to make the turn into Thunderdome. They're going to catch a glimpse of him here, as Schloggy's Smallwind also spotted right there. He's going to take some fire. Big Henri AP salvo coming in, getting some good hits on Kaufman, but that HE salvo really hitting Schloggy there.
Hey, he's got to heal. It'll buff out.
It'll buff right out. Frice keeping his ship angled as best he can to avoid the Henri AP, the reload boosted AP, I should say.
Yeah, but here comes the Dutch oven.
Yep. He's got that dodge, though, more or less.
Yes.
And now they
Prince
no longer...
is a little bit harder to land those bombs.
Yep. They no longer have eyes on him, as it is the Libertad and Kleber combo that's going to bag A. Whole bunch of combat over here, way off the cap on the 2-3 line, but it's RESIN that turns the corner and gets into Thunderdome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the question is, once you get into Thunderdome, how do you get out of it?
Well, at this point, the question is, do you want to?
Yeah.
Now, Frice probably wants to right now. He was caught on radar briefly. He'll probably be caught on the Incheon. No, Incheon doesn't have Hydro. Never mind. But, I mean, if I'm Frice, I'm going to chill out in there. Like, I got nowhere else that I want to be.
Yeah, Frice is in a decent position, but he's got to be very careful not to get Dutch ovened, and I don't know of anybody else that has a good shot, a good angle on him right now.
So, what I love about what RESIN has done, Zath, look at the board control, right? Mm-hmm. You've got the Sevastopol over here on the 1 line, holding that gap closed, backed up by Mabuki's defense, holding that closed. The Henri sitting in Thunderdome, daring anybody to come in. The Libertad parked in A, daring anybody to come try to displace him. And now they're rotating Mad Dog's Kleber back over to help and make sure that nothing untoward happens along the 9-10 line.
I get the feeling that Max Bricks just isn't used to playing Incheon that much, or, you know, he's just very, very, very afraid of dying, because he seems to be smoking a lot before he needs to. This is the second time I've seen that smoke come up, and I'm like, well, what are you smoking for?
Now, I will say this. It does feel like YOBOY's push up the 9-10 line is going to bear fruit. They're slowly working Big Boy down, right? Mm-hmm. And his Hydro's up. He can see these torpedoes coming. He's making the turn to get shots downrange, but he can see nothing. He's just getting farmed for free while the Holland spots and Avenger Squirrel just murders him.
Yep.
Now the Holland chimes in.
Max forgot about his smoke fire penalty. It's quite punishing in Incheon, and that smoke is pretty much worthless for him now.
Well, he's dark again, but there was a spell there that he wasn't. Peyton's going to take one of these torpedoes, I think. No, he's good. Just barely. He does take one shell for an insta-fire, though, because RNG. Because RNG has selected you for death.
That's right. Ooh, torpedoes on the small end. Ooh, very close.
It's only a 60-point lead here, but it's 2 minutes from a RESIN victory. Their stranglehold on the board control really mattering here. Big Boy continuing to retreat. All he has to do is live and deny and keep those points in play for RESIN, but it's becoming an increasing challenge here. A lot of pressure being put down there.
Yep. Resin wins in 1:45.
YOBOY trying to find a way back in. They're going to have to displace Peyton's Libertad if they want to cap A. I think they're going to drive Schlogi's Smoland in just to try to hold back the points. But he's got his own problems here. He's got torpedoes coming in, as well as Kleber shells.
Yeah, and Price is detecting him on his hydro. So Schlagi's got no choice but to sit here and just think skinny thoughts.
Yep, he's got to sit here and take it. Mad Dog's Kleber does not have the gun power you would typically expect out of Kleber, but he's doing what he can.
Yeah, the possible decisive moment. Nope. Okay. Voyager manages to go dark in his Prince. Quite low health, getting a heal off. Unfortunately, that means he can't put the pressure on that YOBOY really needs him to be able to do.
60 seconds remaining. Excuse me. We're down to 2 minutes now because they did displace Peyton off the cap. So that means at the moment, Schlogi is holding those points down in a gunfight with Mad Dog here.
Yeah, he keeps going back and forth in and out of the cap.
Some defense shells coming in through that gap as well.
That was Big Six's Sevastopol, actually.
Oh, those Sevastopol shells. Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
That keyhole through through this island on the south side of the map the cap circle here has been so impactful over the years. We've seen so many crazy shots go through that gap. But they do push Schlogi off the cap, and now you're 20 seconds away from a Resin win here. If they can't kill Big Boy in 20 seconds, Resin's going to pick up this game, and I don't think they can do it, Zath.
No, so he was waiting out the hydro. I kind of feel like it would be better for him to have backed up and just taken it, because, I mean, the game's over anyways. Ding, fries are done.
There it is. Resin goes away. Game win. Very classic, slow, methodical board control works out for them here in game one.
That's right. And, as Puddin would like to say, a official wargaming blowout, because Resin did not lose a single ship.
I mean, nobody lost a single ship. A whole lot of shells traded there, Zath, but nobody going to the bottom. And,
so it's a double blowout is what you're saying.
We joke. You see this. This is not that unusual in competitive warships, right? Like, when you play World of Warships in randoms at high tier, the game is incredibly unforgiving of mistakes, okay? So when you see high-tier competitive play in Warships, what's the one thing that everybody is, like, super paranoid about? Don't make a game-ending mistake. Don't get deleted in a salvo. If you... Eventually, you may die, because if it's possible for teams to just focus fire you or whatever, but if you don't make bad positional errors, minor positional errors, okay, but if you don't make, like, catastrophic positional errors and get deleted, it's not that unreasonable to expect that you'll survive to the end of a match. And
yes,
you see it all the time in competitive boats.
Oh, absolutely.